The big issue of the conference for the whole week, attracting far more anger than any other issue, is the government proposal to cut the number of fire control centres from 46 to 9 in England. In Scotland, a similar proposal has already been abandoned, but in England, the Fire Minister has made it clear that he intends to push ahead of it. The cost is escalating. It's already £1 billion and rising, and that's set that against the entire fire service budget for Britain, which is 1.7 billion. In fact, the Fire Minister was there just before the debate. He addressed delegates. He had a reception, which I think would be described as coldly polite. There was no barracking, very little interruptions, but there was certainly no enthusiasm either for what he had to say.
Now, we can disagree about how we're going to do this in the best way forward. But what I'm happy to say to you is, as we move towards these new systems, because the only thing I'm interested in is actually giving you the best quality system to help you save lives and actually also to support you in your job. That's what I want to do. That's where I'm coming from. And I would like the union to be as engaged as possible in that process. And I will reaffirm my commitment to do everything that I can in the engagement and the discussions that I have with other colleagues in local companies to try to ensure that, if at all possible, there aren't redundancies.
I don't know what spin Parmjit Janda put on regional controls. I walked out at that point. But I'll tell you how it is in Gloucestershire. Several weeks ago, we received the HR1 form detailing potential of 29 redundancies within the county. That's 29 control staff without a job. On cutover, January 2010, all existing staff within the southwest will automatically move to regional control. And immediately after that, over 120 will be without a job.
For those of us who work in control rooms, these are really difficult times. We've had this regional control threat hanging over our heads for over 4 years now, and that sort of uncertainty is very unsettling. Unfortunately, now a lot of control staff have accepted that the RCCs are a done deal and talk about when and not if we close down. But I haven't seen any fat ladies singing yet, so I've still got a bit of hope. However, this hope took a major wobble when my HR1 arrived in the post, because all of a sudden the chance that I may be made redundant was now more of a certainty and could happen as early as next year, because the plan is to close Devon and Somerset controls early and have our calls taken by Avon Control. Avon have been given a written guarantee that there'll be no compulsory redundancies in their control room. And recently, the Avon Control branch have voted to refuse to take our calls unless we get the same guarantee. We're very grateful to our brothers and sisters in Avon for their support, which gives us a glimmer of hope that we won't end up out of a job in the near future. Conference support the emergency resolution.
Firefighters and control staff in Dorset are united in their opposition to this first stage of privatisation of the fire and rescue service. This fight is for all, and we will continue to campaign until this ridiculous project is scrapped. This anger felt by our control members was exacerbated by the cowardly and underhand method of sending out the HR1 advance notice of redundancy coming to your brigade in the not too distant future on a Friday, and then first thing on a Monday morning issuing a press release, but not to the FBU. The emergency resolution is instructing us to use all means available to achieve our aims. This must include strike action if required. We shouldn't be coy in this. We shouldn't shy away from this principled, honourable position. 2 words that successive fire ministers need to look up in the dictionary. Conference, Dorset are up for a fight to save jobs. Support the emergency resolution.